Hey, my name is Taka.
And I'm Natalie.
And we're planning Voice Church in Tustin, California. You know, God's put it on our hearts to plant a new faith community, a thriving young faith community right here in the center of Orange County in Tustin, and to create something new and fresh for those that do not go to church at all to find a church home and ultimately find Christ.
The reason why we wanted to call it Voice Church is because we really believe that God wants to speak to each one of us. He wants to speak through each one of us, and He wants us to be a voice in our community.
So why Tustin, California? Of all the places you could plant in Orange County, why Tustin?
So we really believe that you connect with who you are. And when we began to look at the demographics of Tustin, we began to understand why we feel so at home and why it feels like a place that we belong. And when we looked at who's there, we saw that, obviously we are a multi-ethnic couple, just by nature, of course. And when you look at what Tustin is made up of, it's 36% white, 37% Hispanic, and 28% Asian, which is almost 1/3 each. And I mean, if you look at us, if you look at our launch team, it's almost 1/3 white, 1/3 Hispanic, and 1/3 Asian. And it's just so cool to see.
So one of the things that Natalie and I have always loved to do is to engage with people that are unchurched, that don't go to church at all, or who are new to church or had a bad experience at church. We've always been drawn to people that are on the margins, I guess, of spiritual life. So when we looked at the demographics of Tustin, we saw that over 50% are completely uninvolved in their faith. And then there's another 25+% that are somewhat involved. So this is maybe I go to Christmas services every other year with my aunt kind of thing, right? So 75 to 80% of the whole town of 154,000 people are either not involved in their faith at all or somewhat involved. Even of the 25% that are somewhat involved, 21% are actually decreasing their involvement in their faith. It's going in the wrong direction. So we want to create a faith community for them. Our heart is to partner with all the great churches that are already in Tustin. The traditional churches, the more contemporary churches, that it takes a lot of different expressions of the church to reach the people of Tustin. And we want to lock arms with everyone else that's already working to see if we can't create a new, life-giving faith community for people to find Christ and have a thriving relationship with Him.
Southern California is considered a post-Christian society at this point, and so you don't have to go across the world to find people that need to know the Lord. There's so many right here in Orange County. So you may be asking yourself, I want to be a part, but how do I do that? Maybe you live across the country, or maybe you live right here. And there's several ways that you can be a part of helping us launch Voice Church. The first way is obviously financially. So we're in the process of raising $400,000 to get this thing off the ground.
But obviously the biggest need we have is prayer. And the battles that we're fighting right now, the battles that we are going to continue to fight, as well as the provision that is coming right now and the provision that will come as we go down each season of this church plant, will be won through prayer. If you could commit to praying for us, really praying for us, go online to voice.church, and at the bottom you'll see how to sign up for our email newsletter. That's where we're going to keep everyone updated of the ways that God answered prayers in the last month, as well as the prayer needs we have going forward this month. And we'd be honored if you would partner with us in prayer. On the website also is where you can give. There's a big button that just says give, and you can click on that and give a reoccurring gift or a one-time gift. Both are extremely helpful.
The final way that you can be a part of Voice Church is by joining our launch team. I don't know what God's speaking to your heart through this video, but we believe that there are more people out there who were meant to be a part of this movement. And we are just praying that God would bring the right people to help us because we can't reach every lost person in Tustin, and we know that there are people out there who have the right words to say, have the right connections, have the right things in common with people living there right now. And we're just praying that if that's something that you want to do, that you would really consider that and get in contact with us.
Yeah. So every time we get to pray the prayer of salvation with a new believer, you're a part of that. We get to do this because you support us, because you're sending us right here in America, where we get to share the gospel with people who desperately need it, the hope of Christ. So we want to challenge you to do is just simply pray, God, what would you have me do? And for some of you, hopefully a lot of you, that'll be praying for us, praying with us. Some of you, it may be giving on a regular basis or on a one-time gift. And what an amazing thing for in this season for us to see if God can make the impossible the unforgettable. And so if you want to join us in any way, if you want to pray for us, if you want to give financially, or if you want to join our launch team, please reach out to us. We would love to tell you more about how we can do that. And together, we can create something that many people would say is impossible. And we believe that heaven will be more crowded because of what we're about to do. Thanks for being a part.